So we're here today at the Houses of Parliament in London. We've just been to a TUC symposium on the energy and energy manufacturing, and we're going to be lobbying MPs this afternoon at the Houses of Parliament. There's going to be some interviews and such going on with the BBC. But I'm here today first and foremost with Jim Barwise, who's the chairperson, as you know, of the Midlands Manufacturing Committee, and we'll speak to him for a few minutes and some other people about why we're here today. Jim, did you see that? It's good, that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, as you can see, we're here at the Houses of Parliament. Beautiful location for it. Not the best of days. It looks like it's going to downpour in a minute. But can you tell us, Jim, in your own words, what we've been doing today, why we're here, and what the rest of the day holds for us?
Well, today we've all come down. As you can see, there's quite a few of us, more to come from the energy sector and the manufacturing sector, and we're here to promote manufacturing and the energy and join us together as one. We should be transitioning as one, and as a government have got the budget tomorrow, let's see what happens there. But at the forefront, manufacturing and energy has got to be the number one priority. It's all right about transitioning for jobs, but they've got to be good jobs. We can't be transitioning from good, well-paid, unionised jobs to factory and warehouse working. We can't do that. There has to be certain jobs in place for us.
So this morning we've sat through a symposium at the TUC Congress House, and what were your thoughts on what's been spoken about today?
Look, a lot of people have said from the local communities, and this is about the lay rep structure from the bottom up, not from the top coming down. So the lay rep structure have voiced their opinions of what's going on in the local communities, jobs that are disappearing, manufacturing and energy, and we've got to have an industrial strategy, and more importantly industrial voices that come from the bottom up, and we've got to speak about what's going on in our local communities. We all want well-paid jobs, apprentices coming into the new workplaces, whether they be manufacturing or engineering.
And we've all spoken at that at length today, and obviously to bring everything together, one cause, making Britain great again, and for us making the Midlands manufacturing great again is something that we really are hopeful of doing, and today we'll be speaking to MPs. What do you think will come of that?
Well, look, hopefully they'll listen to us. Like I say, the demise of the pottery industry and the works are there, the quality of work that comes from the UK market, whether it be engineering, pottery industry or whatever that is, on the manufacturing side, which we are, the Midlands Manufacturing Committee, we've got to make it see that that is the forefront of all of our minds and our local community. There's ware coming in from other countries that's stamped in England, and it's wrong. We need to knock things down like that, and we need to build the pride back in our industries, whether it be pottery industries or manufacturing. And there's new energy that's coming in, there's hydrogen coming in, which JCB is at the forefront of that. But we've got to make sure that these people in these houses, House of Commons, listen to us, because we are the voice. It's as simple as that.
It is. Any last thoughts, Jim?
No, I hope it goes well today, and most importantly, I hope they listen to us.
Jim Barwise, thanks for your time.
Cheers, mate.
So I'm here with Pete Welsh. Pete is one of the lead figures of the campaign that we're a part of today. Pete, thanks for speaking to us. In your words, why are we here today, and what are we hoping to achieve?
Fundamentally, the change of the transition has got to be done with workers, with unions, and this is the first step in GMB doing that. There is going to be a transition, there's going to be change, and it's either going to be done to our members or it's going to be done with our members. And we've brought our memberships, our reps from across the energy and energy intensive manufacturing sectors today to come together and start building that workers' voice, that collaboration, to ensure that GMB and our members and their interests are front and centre of the transition in our nations and regions.
And we've had a strong representation come down today to London, and a lot of input, a lot of people's thoughts on energy and the issues that we face. What were your thoughts on what's been said today?
I think the most important and most valuable point from today is that we're getting that contribution, that authentic workers' voice from the floor of the meeting that we had today. and hearing the different stories from across workplaces, from across industries, but most importantly from across communities across the UK. The workplace is often the fulcrum of the community, and the further north you go, as you well know, that rings even more true. So if there's going to be a transition that's just, it's going to happen in places where workers' voice and participation is the norm and not the exception. And you know, we've worked with the likes of the Midlands Manufacturing Group over the course of the last few years, you know, to really try and accelerate that, and that's why we're here today. This is a logical next step. We're here with our members and with a loud and clear message to our elected representatives. There's going to be a transition, but do change with us, don't impose it on us, because we know what a failed transition looks like. We see that just now in communities like Grangemouth and in Port Talbot, where you know, we're measuring the transition in redundancies, you know, not transitional opportunities for energy and manufacturing workers in these communities. That's what failure looks like. Our message is very, very clear. Better cooperation between unions, between employers, between government, and let's get the better energy policy and industrial strategy we need for this country, so that it's good for jobs, good for skills, good for investment, good for energy security moving forward, and ultimately as well helps us fulfil our climate obligations in a better and sustainable way.
And this afternoon we'll be meeting with MPs in the Houses of Parliament to discuss all this and to make them more aware, to try and garner some support. And how do you feel that's possibly going to change anything today?
Well, I think it's the challenge to the MPs, is that yes, the government has its energy plan, but there are also as well real world realities that the government needs to face up to in terms of our energy infrastructure, in terms of our manufacturing capacity. And I do have some degree of sympathy with the government. They have inherited the veritable hospital pass from previous government. We've had 14 years of failure, but this is going to be a process, not an event. And again, coming back to this point about doing change with people and not to them, trust in our politics just now is at a historically comparative low. So if you want to build that trust up, and actually you want to fix the foundations of the country, then it has to be bottom up. You've got to do that with people who are at the coalface of the industries that are on the front line of this transition, and that means doing change with them, not to them.
Pete, any last words?
No, campaign, organise, you know, and let's go and make work better.
And obviously support. Pete, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for organising this, or being part of the organisers of today. It's been a pleasure being here, and we hope that some change can occur.
Yeah, well, it's going to start from places like yours and mine.
Thank you, Pete. So we're here now with Gary Smith. Gary is the General Secretary of the GMB, and obviously Gary has been part of the lead in today's TUC meetings and visit to the House of Commons. Gary, how do you think it's gone today?
I think it's been fantastic. We've pulled this together just before the budget, relatively short notice. We've got about 150 workers, oil and gas, energy intensive manufacturing, working people from all over the country who are coming to speak to MPs and express their concerns about the cost of energy, about the future of their industries, and they want to hear from the members of Parliament about what they're going to do to secure industry here in the UK, what they're going to do to bring jobs back, good quality jobs, and how we're going to level up communities and bring back hope and opportunities to our communities.
I think for myself and many of my colleagues, we've found today a lot of things that we wouldn't have known in regards to the energy industry and such like. And it being a wide-ranging subject, what is the next step?
Well, look, energy and manufacturing, they're two sides of the same coin. You have to have affordable energy if you're going to have a good manufacturing base in this country. Hydrogen is important to the gas industry, it's important to our members in engineering and construction, it's important to our members in places like JCB. So these things are all interconnected. Today is the start, bringing together shop stewards, starting to lobby Parliament, and then going forward we're going to intensify the campaigning, the lobbying. We want workers' voices to be heard at Westminster.
And apparently Jesus is coming back from the cross while we're talking as well, which is nice. So we're going into the House of Parliament. We've got to be meeting with, I don't know, MPs, and we just hope to change their minds today and make them a little bit more aware about what we're trying to achieve.
Look, MPs have got a huge brief, and many of them work really, really hard. It's a really pretty tough job, many of them do. but they don't necessarily have an understanding about what happens in your industries. They don't understand about the implications of high energy prices for the manufacturing sector. So it's important that politicians who are charged with making decisions actually understand what's happening in industry.
Excuse me.
Jesus Christ.
Can you shout in a minute when we've finished?
Jesus Christ.
Hello.
Jesus
2 minutes.
is coming.
Jesus is coming.
Repent.
So
Jesus is coming to save the energy industry.
God is coming.
hopefully save manufacturing and
Believe in
energy.
Jesus
But actually,
Christ, the Son
our
of the
job
living
is to get
God.
here and to make the argument
Waking up,
for our
England.
jobs, for our
Waking up
communities,
now. Your time is
and not
running
just
out.
to
You
defend
get
the
older.
industries we've got, but
I'm
actually
gonna
to
die.
ensure that
I'm
we're
gonna
getting the
die,
new
but I'm
jobs
going
and
to
industries of the future.
Well, Gary, anything else to add before Jesus takes us?
Fantastic turnout today. Thanks for everybody for getting here. It's so important we get workers at Westminster and workers' voices in the debate over the future of industry in this country and the future of the energy sector.
And we also look forward to seeing you at Midlands Manufacturing as well.
Delighted to come up always.
Thank you, Barry. Take
Thanks for what
care.
you're doing. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Sharon Yates from Dunoon Ceramics in Stoke-on-Trent. I've been worked in the industry for 33 years and I'm down here today with all my colleagues about with the manufacturing and the importance that the government puts something in for the energy and the fuel. Me on a personal basis, the pottery industry's on its knees. It needs a big input from the government to help these pottery industries to survive, because it isn't just an industry, it's a city as well, as the factories are situated around towns. So it's really important that the government puts something in place to save the future of the world's energy ceramics.
Gary Smith, GMB General Secretary here with hundreds of shop stewards from across the UK, sending a very clear message to the Labour government. We need investment in jobs and our communities. We don't need any more empty promises about just transitions and the jobs of the future. We need investment now in our manufacturing base, and we need to tackle the problems that we've got with high energy costs. These energy costs are crippling manufacturing industry in this country. We need to get real about the future of gas and electricity and our energy needs as well. We need to secure the future of the North Sea. It's about national security, it's about jobs, and it's about the economy. And we need to understand that we're going to be using natural gas in this country for a very long time. So we want investment, we want...
So, good day today. We had a great morning in TUC. We discussed a hell of a lot, made some good contacts across the board, and were able to, a lot of people to offer their input as to what they feel is required at the moment. Visit to Westminster just outside, as you can see. Sadly, I was unable to take my camera in with me, and I got escorted off site as I wasn't allowed to bring it on either, although I was allowed to use my mobile phone, which is odd. Anyway, yeah, good meetings in there. Personally, just been speaking to other people from different communities, different workplaces, whilst Jim and others in the Midlands Manufacturing have actually been talking to MPs. We did meet an MP earlier on, Richard Tyke, I think his name is. He's also on, he's a Member of Parliament and also a person off GB News, which is nice. So yeah, a fulfilling day for everybody involved in this trip to London. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Please give us a follow on social media, on YouTube, to keep up to date with what we do. Cheers.